Working of heart. When the left atrium relaxes, oxygenated blood from the lungs flows into it through the pulmonary vein. When it contracts, the left ventricle expands and the blood flows into it. Then the left ventricle contracts and the oxygenated blood is pumped out through the aorta to all parts of the body. After circulating through all parts of the body, the deoxygenated blood enters the right atrium through the vena cava. When the right atrium contracts, the right ventricle expands and the blood flows into it. Then the right ventricle contracts and the blood is pumped to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. In the lungs, carbon dioxide is removed and oxygen is absorbed. Actually, this is called the double circulation. Since blood flows through the heart twice in one cycle, it is called double circulation. You can see it, the diagram at your screen. At upper side, the lungs are there. Lower side, you can say body, and in between the heart. The bluish color showing the deoxygenated blood and the reddish color showing oxygenated blood. The two main arteries are there. First one, pulmonary artery and vena cavas. You will be surprised to know the importance of the four-chambered heart. Actually, the separation of the right side and the left side of the heart is useful to keep oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. It should not be mixed. Such separation allows a highly efficient supply supply of oxygen to the body. Why? Actually, this is useful in animals that have high energy needs, such as birds and mammals, which constantly use energy to maintain their body temperature. Students, you know well that your body temperature is constant at 37 degrees centigrade. Now, the heart of the mammals and bird. Now, this is the four-chambered heart. Why four-chambered? The heart in mammal and bird is four-chambered, and the right and the left side of the heart is separated by a septum. You can see in the diagram there is a septum in between of the right and the left part. This prevents mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood and provides efficient supply of oxygen. This is necessary because they need more energy to maintain their body temperature. Actually, we have to maintain at 37 degrees Celsius body temperature all through the life. Therefore, we have four-chambered heart. Now, three-chambered heart. Some animals have three-chambered heart. You can say frog, snakes, they are having three-chambered heart. The heart in amphibians means frog, and reptiles means snakes, is three-chambered and allows some mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood because they don't use energy to maintain their body temperature. Why they don't use? Because their body temperature is same as the temperature of their surrounding. If they are living water, then the temperature of water and the body just same. They are living on the earth, then the temperature of the earth and the temperature of the land and the temperature of the body just same. So they are having three-chambered heart and a little bit mixing of blood. Now two-chambered heart. First of all four, then three, then two. Fishes having the two-chambered heart have only two chambers of their heart, and the blood is pumped to the gills, is oxygenated there and passes directly to the rest of the body. Thus, blood goes only once through the heart in the fish during one cycle of passage through the body. So, it is not double circulation. This is single circulation. Single circulation in fish, double circulation in birds and mammal because they are more efficient. Now, blood vessels, you can say the tube system of the body. The first vessel type of vessel is the artery. Arteries are the blood vessels which carry blood away from the heart to various organs of the body. Since the blood emerges from the heart under high pressure, the arteries have thick and elastic wall. You can see in the diagram that the arteries having thick walls, elastic walls. Why? Because they have to adapt for greater pressure of the blood from the heart. They are working under high pressure. Blood emerges from the heart under high pressure. But on the other hand, the second type, that is veins, they collect the blood from the different organ and bring it back to the heart. They do not need thick wall. Why? Because the blood is no longer under pressure. Instead, they have walls that ensure that the blood flows only in one direction. So this is the main difference, that they are not having thick wall like artery, and they are having walls. At your screen in the diagram, you can see the blue color and the red color. Red means oxygenated blood flowing in the artery, and blue means deoxygenated blood flowing in the vein. Now, third one, capillaries. In the diagram, you can see that the red one is the artery and the blue one is the vein, and they divided more and more again and again to form capillaries. So, on reaching an organ or tissue, the artery divides into smaller and smaller vessels to bring the blood in contact with all the individual cells. The smallest vessels have walls which are 1 cell thick and are called capillaries. They are the smallest vessels. Exchange of material between the blood and surrounding cell takes place across this thin wall. The capillaries then join together to form veins, then convey the blood away from the organ of the tissue.